Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Sheri, and if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by, and if you're returning, thank you so much. You always humble me for your coming back. So today, it's not really sure what I'm going to do today. I'm kind of deciding as I go, but I am definitely going to be showing you what I got yesterday, and I'm going to up pot one of the plants that I bought yesterday with you. What I'm contemplating is, if you've seen my last 4 or 5 videos, you've seen, or at least 4 videos, you've seen me repot a lot of my Anthurium, my big ones, here with moss poles and into larger pots. And so today I'm hopefully going to finish that, but again, I haven't really decided if I'm going to. You can imagine I'm a little burned out by now, but it does need to happen, especially at least cleaning up the roots in my Zamora back here behind me. And possibly, I was thinking also of my queen, which you can't see here. It's kind of over to the right of me off the camera, and the Queen of Hearts. And then the other one I need to up pot is my Alocasia Dragon's Breath. And so I'm not sure exactly yet if I'm going to do all of that, but we'll just take it as we go. So yesterday, my husband took me to 2 places. He took me first to a place called North Dayton Garden Center, I think it was. And it was huge. I didn't realize how big it would be, but I didn't get anything there. I had a lot of people tell me that this is a great place to go. They buy a lot of their plants there. And I can just put up a few shots of some of the things that they had, but I didn't do a whole lot of picture taking. Really wasn't much to see, in my opinion. It was pretty run down, but it was a very old nursery. I talked to the owner, and he is going to be 90 in July, and he's a very sweet person. Said that he's been doing that now for 30 years. He and his wife started it. So it was really fun to talk to him, and he said that he showed me his, they have a whole, what is it called? Bonsai department like nursery. And I did take a picture of it. I wasn't expecting, I guess, pine, kind of like pine trees or something, because that's what it smelled like when I thought of bonsai. But that's just that's the plant that they are somewhat. But they were pretty, but I wasn't interested in getting one. I liked learning about it though. He was really a sweet man. And but when I was walking through the house plants, they had a whole tent nursery for house plants. Everything was run down. Everything had a lot of bugs already. I felt like it was too much water, too much sun, and too much heat altogether for those house plants. And I wasn't about to buy one from there and bring it home. So, but I was glad we went, because I probably won't go back. It was in not a very great area, so not a place I would go back by myself. And but then we went to Burns, but we went way out to one farther away. And and the whole purpose is I wanted to get another, if they had any more of their Calathea white fusion plants that I bought. So if you remember, I bought this one we're going now on 4 weeks. And I put him in a different pot because I had to steal his other one for the new one. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep it though, because what I don't like is I can't put water in this pot because the inner pot's sitting all the way down in it. So I haven't figured out yet what I'm going to do, but look at this plant. Absolute stellar of a plant. I was obsessed. So I wanted to see if they had any more, and they did. And so I bought 2 more, and I potted those up yesterday. So I don't know if you can see, but I have it right here. And I put it here underneath the shelf, but it's this is too much light. So I'll probably put it back up where I keep this one. But the only thing is, I don't want 2 of the same plants next to each other. I feel like this is way too much light. I know it's too much light. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that. But let me show it to you. So I bought 2 plants and put them in one pot. So you see how much fuller this one is? It's because of that. But look at here. This was not standing up like that yesterday when I brought him home and repotted him. We had 2 new leaves unfurling that weren't even unfurled yet, but here's one of them. He's already coming out. And where's the other one at? Gotta find it. I know there was 2 of them. Okay, here he is, but he hasn't unfurled yet. So that's probably why this one's sticking up. But you see here, this one right here hasn't unfurled. It's still rolled. I think, yeah. It's hard to do this, but there he is right here. Isn't that beautiful? I just love this plant. So I don't understand is, so this, either it's this pot. So I bought another pot like this. What was really funny is I thought it was a different color, but it wasn't. I bought the exact same pot as this one. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Do I have it? No, I don't know what I did with it. I have it somewhere. I think I put it on another plant. But the problem is that the one that I bought isn't the same size as this one. It is too big, so I can't use it. And that really makes me angry because that was the whole reason I bought it, because I love how this just sits in. And you can see here how this just sits on top. So I have about this much room at the bottom where I put water, and the plant loves it. So I'm actually thinking of, you know where I'm going with this. Actually thinking of putting this plant in with this one and have just one big one instead of having 2. But I haven't decided yet. Maybe we'll just decide that as I go today. So, but I love this, you guys. I am just really, I'm happy that I'm so happy to have this plant. It's different than what all my others are. And it also makes me excited to know that I can actually raise and calathea plants and not have the so far not have the challenges that everyone else has with them, but we'll see. I do feel like though this one needs water. Today's its watering day, and I decided to do the video first, so tomorrow may be watering day instead. But I do think if you look at the 2 together, when I'm looking at them, this one isn't as bushy, or not bushy. We know why these things bushy, but I don't think that I think this one's happier because of all the light it's getting, where this one doesn't get that kind of direct light. So maybe that's what I'm gonna do. Combine them. It'd be easier. Then I wouldn't have to have two plants to raise, and I just have one nice big one. I don't know. Conundrum. I would just never have thought. And I see new leaves coming out of this one. I think. Yep. There's two of them coming, but it's hard to show you here. Let me take it out of here. I don't know if you can see. So right here is a new leaf coming. I have a new leaf coming down here. I don't know if you can see, but it's like right here where my finger is. Yeah, just a whole bunch of them. And the thing is I have to be cautious about is, you know, you can't, they're gonna not, by putting two together like that and the same size pot, there's not going to be any room for growth. Which, if I do combine this one, obviously I will up pot it to a bigger size. So stay tuned. Let's see what happens today. But I do think, though, like I was saying, is this, I think it really does like the light. Having it come down on it. The one thing that I've done different, I think I brought it up in prior video, is that these lights over here are only going to be on, I have them on 9 to 3, and then I keep them off. If it's a real cloudy day, and if I'm at work and I come home and I see that there's no sun coming through the window, then I'll plan on turning the grow lights on so they can get more sun or more light. But most of the time it's enough light coming through this window that I don't need to worry about it. I honestly think too much light for these plants have they're just not healthy. Like, let me see if I show you. So for example, this one, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this one here, the pendants, used to have real dark leaves. Now these are old leaves, but they were dark, and I put them up underneath here where my finger is, up on the shelf, and they were up there probably 2 to 3 weeks, and they were getting hammered on with that light, even for 6 hours. Okay, sometimes longer before I changed the time. But it's significantly thinner and lighter, these leaves, and I don't like the looks of that. I like the dark leaves. So what that means is that I'm gonna, most likely sacrifice the growth of the leaves, because we know light does make, they need that light, but I don't like the look of the yellow in these leaves. But the good news is, check this out. Look who's growing. I don't know if you can see it, but in here, gosh, I don't think I can tip you, but this is a brand new leaf, and there's another one coming out. So I've got new growth coming. He's on his way. He's had a hard time, but we got him. I actually got this plant successfully growing since getting it in August with rot in the roots. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, it's a very interesting plant. So anyways, that's why I've decided to lessen the hours of this light on. I just don't think, I think this light in here is plenty. These plants do not need that those grow lights just coming down on them like that for 12 to 14 hours like I had it. Okay. So what else did I get? I ended up getting, let me move this pot here because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I ended up getting, which I didn't think I've always wanted this plant, but every time I've looked at, like Knollwood Gardens has them all the time, and they're just stringy looking. They're real, the leaves don't look any bigger than my pinky nail, and it was real long, and they just looked like, I don't know, they didn't look healthy, and I just wasn't interested in them. But yesterday when we were at Burns, I saw this one, and I said, this is what I've been kind of expecting, and this is the String of Hearts. So if you see here, look at the size of these leaves. This is what I would expect these plants to look like. Most of the plants that I've seen, you could barely even see the leaves. Where this one, I mean, it's really big. It's probably the size of my middle fingernail right here. So I was really happy with it and decided to go ahead and go for it because I wanted another plant, a hanging plant, but different type of hanging plant for my shelves. I have a lot of, I'm really kind of not sure how aesthetically what I'm doing here, other than I know I like having the Anthurium all over here in the corner, but the shelf over here that I put up has my calatheas on them and a begonia. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put this there, or I might put this in the middle behind me where my finger is, or I might even just or you weren't on camera this time, or I might put it over on this side back here. But the problem with that is, I don't know. I don't really want plants back over on that corner. I could, I guess, start putting some over there. It's right next to the window, and it's probably plenty of light, especially for a succulent like this. But I'm all about the whole jungle vibe, and I like having little plants, kind of like, for example, where my finger is. I would like to have little plants in front of the bigger pots. I think that would look really nice, kind of like I do over here, but there's not that many, and they won't be little for too much longer. But these three here, just kind of, it's just kind of takes away from the ugly big pots that you see. So this little bushier Anthurium would be kind of cool there. But yeah, so I don't know. If I had a whole bunch of these there, that would be perfect. But no, I don't want them full force light on them for even 6 hours. So I have to figure that out. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to try to figure this plan out. I talked to the lady that I checked out, and this is just hard as a rock that's in here. And we all know that this is a lot like a cactus. It doesn't need much water. And as dry as this is, my guess is I can do the same thing as I did with the cactus, and I'm going to try that. I'm actually going to pot it up in the pond like I did with the cactus. And and see how it does. I won't wait as long to water, but my guess would be probably every 8 days instead of like theirs. I can do 15 to 20, but we'll see. I don't know why it would be any different than Hoya though. My Hoya, the 2 that I have left, I do water every probably really 5 to 6 days because the pots that they're in are small. Here's what we got here. So, string of hearts. Now, this says bright light, allow soil to dry between thorough waterings, average room temperature. But, like she told me, this should not go in full bright light for hours. And I've got hours of sun coming in that window where my alocasias are, where my cactuses are, where my monsteras are. So I feel like I'm going to stick with my plan, and that is probably put it back here or on the side. We have grow lights for 6 hours. I think that'll be plenty, if not too much. So we'll just have to see. So I have a feeling, guys, that I'm going to put you down some here now. And we struggle. We always struggle with the gumball. It always struggles. I really do need to figure this out, but it does seem better. But see, if I go up, it goes up, which is great, but I could slouch, I guess. Yeah, so what was I saying? I feel like this is going to be really difficult. I'm going to probably have to soak it in water. And if I do, then I'll probably just go about my business and do some watering, and then I'll come back and we'll pot it up. Or I go about my business and do some repotting that I need to do. I really am dreading that. I just really burned out with repotting. Especially moss poles. It's not hard, but it's really not hard. It's just a lot of time. So instead of talking about it, let's get to it, right? All right, so the first thing, let's take it out and see what it looks like. And hopefully it's not gonna be too hard to get out. But boy, is it crunchy. Yeah, I have a feeling it'll be just like my monkey kales I did, where this thing's probably hasn't had any water for weeks. And it's so dry that it took me quite a while to get it out of the pot. Oh, see, and I'm already losing some leaves. And this is the other thing, guys, I really hate about having to repot. I definitely have a thing where I have to repot. I don't want to, I don't want to take the chance of bugs in my collection. So that's why I do what I do. But at the same time, I hate risking these plants. I mean, I hate thinking of losing these leaves. How could I get this out better? I almost feel like this is moss in here, but oh my word. Yeah, okay, it's starting to, yeah, it's not moss. It's definitely the dried cactus succulent dirt. What am I gonna do? What am I going to do? And here's another problem. Most likely it's going to just fall apart on me. Because, and when I say fall apart, I mean, I have this suspicion it's not a full plant. I hope I'm wrong and that it is a full plant. Otherwise, I'm just going to have pieces and it'll probably be a worthless plant for me now, you know, as I get into it. But we'll see. I really hope I'm wrong. I know a lot of people leave their plants in their same nursery pots for months, if not years, but I just can't do that. I can't do it. All right, so here we are. Remove this. Ouch. So look at all that at the bottom. Lots and lots of dirt. This is interesting. These are like little potatoes or something. Wow. Yeah, I could be in trouble. All right, I gotta think. Yeah, they're starting to fall out. Honestly, I mean, it is what it is. So dry. I think I'm going to go ahead and take it outside. You see this? I had no idea this is what they come from. That is its root ball. How odd is that? I'm trying to get you guys. It refuses to look at it. But if you see here, yeah, you can't see me. That's what the root ball is. Very odd. This is not going to be fun. All right, so I'm going to take it out, hose it off, and we'll see what happens. My hand's freezing. We were able to use the hose. It's 51 degrees out, but whew, wow, it's cold. All right, so this is an interesting plant. You know, I learn something new every time I buy a plant. And this plant, I mean, looks like potatoes. I know I showed you here a few minutes ago, but I get my glove on here. Try to warm my hands up, and I don't want to get any more dirt on them. I'm sure most of you have seen these already, but this is new to me. Look at this. You see those little balls? Those are all the root balls for this plant. That is the coolest thing. I would have never ever I just would have not thought about it. I got most of the dirt, quote unquote, off as I could. What I don't want to do here is I don't want to take all the dirt off and all these balls fall out. So I know that kind of goes against a lot of what I like to do, but I have, but I just don't want to lose what I've got here. And hope for the best that I can get as much out as I can without these all falling to pieces. Which I don't know how that's possible because that's what's holding them together. This plant is meant to be in this ball of dirt. But I think I can at least get a lot of it out, I hope. I know you can't see real well, but this is the best I can do, guys, the best I can do. My gut tells me I'll probably lose a lot of this from doing this. Have you guys ever done this before? Have you bought a string of something, string of pearls, string of hearts, and then come home and take it out of its pot and done this? And if so, what was your success factor? Did it survive? How does this plant work? I mean, when I look at this, I almost feel like it could, like potatoes, I mean, does it live all year long, or does it dormant? I don't know. It's weird. It just reminds me of a vegetable or something, but obviously it's not a vegetable. Yeah. So this is where we look. I don't really need all these stringy things, roots. The roots will regrow. Strange. Well, I think that's as good as I'm going to get it, guys. At least this is what I'm comfortable with. I was going to put it in this pot. This is the one like my cactus, but it's a bigger pot. It's actually 7 1/4 by 7 1/4 by 5. Put that there. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick with the plan, put it in pond. But I do have some pause on this plant. Can we say, yes, we can. So I need mesh pad. Like I said, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with my cactuses. I'm going to put big perlite at the bottom. It's always hard to put this in when you have the mesh pad because it slides. All right. Now, this is going to be interesting. I did not bring, of course I didn't. I didn't bring my pond. I'll be back. I really do crack myself up a lot. I already had it here. It's down here. Well, if anything, it allowed me to stretch my legs. And let my dogs in. So what I'm going to do here is add perlite like I did before. If I can get to it. I don't have any pumice. I used all of that. I'm just going to add a handful of bigger pumice. My table's moving. I'd be really sad if it fell. I need to calm down and how quickly I'm moving things. All right. It's so dusty. I don't think this will be enough, but We'll see. I don't want to put this on the floor. It's disgusting. I really need to take this bin and dump it. So, let me lower you down if I can. Okay. I don't like that. I didn't get all the dirt off, but I really can't help it at this point. Such a mess. Maybe if I try to, yeah, look, we've got roots hanging out here. I feel like that's down at a good rate. I feel like that's okay. Everything would be covered this way. I worry about the strings later. I'm definitely gonna need more. By the time you see this video, well, hopefully it'll still be alive. I mean, I worried about my cactus too, and it's doing great. So I just feel like this is the right move. Hard is getting it all in the spots it should go. Okay, I need to make more. This time, I won't add the big pumice because there's not enough room. And I want to make sure it gets, it gets down between all these root balls. This guy's missing out. He's way up top here. This is hard. I probably should have just let this one go, to be honest. I don't know. This one's not going to make it if I can't get that down in there. But maybe that's okay. Not all of these are strings. They're actually tied together, which makes this really difficult. A lot of these lower leaves I will lose because they're tied right up to the ball. This one's really irritating me. This little root ball way up here. I just have to let him go. Hopefully he'll be able to grow into the pond, but I don't know. It's just too high up. I finally figured out why Bonsai Jack, where I originally got these, sent me these. I never used them until now. They're so helpful getting this grit, I call it grit, pond down into the crevices. And it's very helpful to getting plants out of their pots. Very helpful. All right, so how are we looking here? We are looking like a little mesh. Poor little thing. If this thing survives, it'll be a miracle. It's really difficult not to try to sort it. You know, getting it like hair, getting all the knots out of it. But it's probably best if I don't. I mean, I could cut some strands if I needed to, but we'll see. I need to add pond at the top. Why did I buy this? It's something that looks cool, but you have no idea until you get it home. I don't understand how this thing grows, but I don't know. Got dirt all on top of it. It's a mess. I don't know if I can get the pond on top. Let's try. Don't think I would have bought this if I'd known how it was made. With all those root balls. I don't know. See, I still have a lot of dirt in here and I hate that. I hate it. But so did my cactus tails. I couldn't get all the dirt out of it either. we'll just see. And maybe that's okay. It'll help add a little moisture to the roots for the haul of how long it's gonna wait, you know, for watering. Let's see. All right. What I don't know is if these are hanging here like they're supposed to, or if I pulled it off a root ball somewhere. I think that's the case. What I'm gonna do here is take it outside and rinse it off. Yeah, this root ball that I was talking about earlier, it's just still sitting up here. It just works my world. Can I get under? Get down in there? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. So I know people can just wrap it around and it will grow. So I guess I'll try that. Just wrap this little guy up here and hope for the best. Actually, I might do that with a lot of these. So there's the poor little plant. Like I said, I'm gonna go out and hose it off, try to get the dirt off the petals or the leaves, and then we'll call it for this plant. This is beautiful outside. I know that you can't see it outside, but these colors are just beautiful purple. So, well, we'll hope for the best. So I need to put him somewhere to dry off. And I'm gonna put him up here for now. Okay, one down. Now I need to think, what do I do with my water? Oh, there it is. It's hiding between my plants. So, I really need to do Zamora, but I don't want to. The leaf isn't unfurling. I think that it's having some trouble unfurling. And I don't want it in a bigger pot. And, you know, I mean, I don't want it in another 10-inch. But we gotta do something. We gotta do something, guys. It's not about what I want, it's about the plant. And I gotta do something. And it's just, I think that this thing, it's just tighter. It's not gonna, this is gonna be bad leaf, guys. This leaf is so tight. This is gonna be a useless leaf. I just know it as I know the world is a circle. or is round. What I think I might do is get some spray, even though it's gotten showers, it's gotten lots and lots of water. I don't think there's anything I can do for it. I mean, it is just, there's no way this thing's gonna unfurl. It's so hard. And by now, it should have unfurled a week ago. It's going to be an ugly leaf. I just know it. You gotta wonder sometimes why I'm going through all this for ugly leaves. But I have hope that the ugly leaf syndrome will stop once we get more humidity in the house. I watered it yesterday in the shower, knowing I'd be doing this most likely today. Be easier with the wet mixture here. Get it out. I'm thinking I'm going to try the air layer instead of moss pole. Instead of putting moss in the pole, do what I've seen other planty channels do rather than all the moss. We kind of be like a guinea pig. All of this is really guinea pig. I don't know what I don't know. You know? I do know this is going to be one honking system. Eesh, stinky. Again, it's not stinky because it's rotted. It's stinky because it's just dirt. It's just mollies and wet. Wet cocoa core, wet fungi, wet plants. I've heard some people really like the smell of this stuff. I'm like, ah, not me. This leaf really is a pretty leaf. And I hope that I'm wrong about this one kind, being stuck. But, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep these plants. When I say these plants, this one's Queen Zamora and the Andean. I know I've talked about it before, but a lot of people don't watch my videos, so I can just repeat myself. This is a weird root system. I almost feel like, I don't know. Man, that's a lot of roots. Just like the others. Now, what I think I could do, this is what I wanted to try on my other one, but I didn't think of it in time, is really, I could cut all of this and see if it would survive just on the roots, like in the moss pole area, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. This is way too many roots. I'm not even going to bother with all that hand business. Just get rid of some of this so it's manageable. The stem is so long. I'll show you here in a second. Can you see it? It goes all the way down here. I don't want to touch it too much. I'll make a mess, but Missy, you were just out there. She's so silly. Well, one thing I think I'm going to do different this time is, because I've cut, and I don't know why I did this on my other two. The queen, neither Queen's War Quinum or the Queen Andean really needed a 10-inch pot. After I cut off these roots like this doesn't need to be up potted into such a big pot. It just doesn't. I mean, granted, it gives me a longer time before I would need to do it again, but I just don't think I'm going to do that with this one. Might even put it back in the same pot. Got good growth, that's for sure. Be a great moss pole plant. And that's where she's going. So that being said, do I need all of this? Sure. she can go right back into here just fine. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rinse the pot out. I'm gonna dump this one out, and then we'll get it cracking. Get cracking, guys. We're moving fast. The more I do of these, the smarter I am. Okay. So let's just think about this a second. I'm going to remeasure this. I forget what it is. So it's 8 by 8. Or I could do a taller pot. Eight by 9. I'm going to do that. Although I washed this already, but that's fine. That's one down I don't have to do some other time. I need to go get more giant leca balls. These have held up pretty good. I looked online and can't find, I don't know what size this is. It just says giant. And they're perfect for these big hold pots. Challenge you always have here is you don't know what side the aroids are going to grow out of. What's the best way to do this? I don't know. But I'm not ready to tear off these leaves yet. Maybe this one, but he's the only decent looking one, and he's the oldest. I need to do something with him without breaking him. Just put him in there. Okay. So the first thing I need to do build my moss pole. Houseplant Essentials has the best moss poles in the world. I will never ever change. Highly recommend them. Hopefully, the United States doesn't screw that up because they are in Canada. I won't go political on you guys, but I'm not happy about that. They're our friends, and I want to keep it that way. All right. Oh, I just made a mess of my gloves. And I don't have a towel. Let me go get a paper towel real quick. Where's my moss pole? Here it is. Much easier without my gloves. how fast that was? Shouldn't take long when you start doing as many as I've been doing lately. We're gonna need to shave our dogs soon. It's starting to get too hot for their winter hair. Okay, I don't have any room here. I got too many things going on. What did I do with... Oh, it's down here. I still don't know if I'm going to pot those together or not. I really hate to disturb them. Maybe I won't. What you doing, boo? You coming down here to see me, mommy? These gloves are the best gloves ever. I reuse the same gloves at least twice. So nice. Hi, Naders. I think I got these on the wrong way. I feel the grit in my glove. All right, let's get to it. I'll be glad when this is over. I'm going to, how did I do that before? Did I add, okay, I added the bark first. Lost my friend. Oh, no, there he is. What are you doing, boo? What are you doing, boo? She says, I'd like to come next to you, mommy. It's kind of dangerous around here, boo. Kind of dangerous around here, boo. I rode my bike before this. My husband brought it indoors so I could ride with my bad foot because I can't do it outdoors. I can't put any pressure on that foot. Well, I mean, weight, yes, but like right now I have these shoes on that without my shoes I would be absolutely immobile at this point. I'm just so tired of having this pain. I wish I would have thought of this when I did my other pot up. An 8-inch pot would have been so much better than those big 10-inch pots. Okay. So this is the oldest leaf. I'm not sure how I want to do this. I think this old leaf's in my way. What is it? I want these things to grow into the pot and the moss pole. I think I can keep it this way. I'm not sure if that's the right move. I think I want this in like that. What I like about these front ones so much is you have that such flexibility as the plant grows. How you want it to be. This is what I've got. So right now I've got this new stem out of the moss pole. I've got the old ones in the moss pole with all of these aeroids over the bark. And then all the roots then hanging down here. So we'll see how that goes. These things grow so fast that you have to this is really the best way to have one of these plants. Before it was just not rational, really, with all the aeroids coming out the top. I'm just so excited. This is an 8-inch pot. I had so much fun yesterday. My husband taking me to those plant centers. Normally I'm by myself and he's never ever interested in going with me, but he's such a sweetheart. I love you, honey. I know you're watching. He's my #1 supporter. He doesn't miss a video. I made up all this mix yesterday, knowing what I was going to be doing, so I'm glad that I did. I don't mind making it up. It's actually really relaxing, but it is time, a lot of time involved making it all up. Tomorrow I will probably go to Garden Haven and get more stuff because I'm already out of the charcoal. I need more of the big leca balls. I'm good on my tree fern. I bought 2 bags from Amazon and that's come already. So I should be good. This should really be the last repots that I have to do after I finish this next one. So now we're gonna put this moss is just fine. We're gonna use it. I may add more later. Well, actually, I'll probably make some more, but we'll see. I'm really disappointed that this leaf is so tightly spun. I just don't know why it's so tightly spun, especially getting showers, and it has moisture around the roots, has moisture around the aeroids where I had all the moss. I understand what skin is like with the winter time, so I imagine the leaves are just the same. So hopefully it'll be a decent leaf when it opens. There. Oh, it's so much lighter than the others. Guys, I screwed up. Oh, I wish that I would have thought of this before. And granted, I could redo it, but I'm not going to. That's too much money to possibly lose all that mix. Not gonna do it. There's a little root hanging out. I think the queen, for sure, the war quinum, needed the 10-inch. I did not cut her roots like I did the Andean and this one. So I think the 10-inch was the right path for her, just not the Andean. All right. I think for now, this is enough moss. I may add more when I'm off camera, but right now this is fine. I just don't understand this thing at all. Now, I did buy some. Effie on her channel recommended some of this, oh, I can't think of it, for your leaves. I did spray it once, but it didn't help. And she said that it really helps to help them unfurl, so maybe I'll give that a try. Here it is. So put this back on. One thing I want to do is this. I'm just glad I'm getting rid of the old mollies. Just didn't like it. Not as like this stuff, like my current mix. Oops. Okay, that's a little too small. Well, I'll go out and get another one. For now, it's fine. Be careful, I've got things open down here. I'll just take this off. Now what? I'm not going to need another moss pool, so I'm going to put this up. But here's our last repot, guys. Our Alocasia Dragon's Breath. I put lots and lots of water in here after watering it a few days ago. It just dries up way too fast. Look at the leaf on this. It's starting to unfurl. So we're going to try to take this as easy as we can. I put moss on it only because of all of the aeroids that are growing out of it. So this moss will probably go in that other pot just did. So I just repotted this in November. If you saw that episode of, the title of it was Not So Fun Plant Chores or something like that. It was a not so great of a day for me, but this is the one that I repotted. And it's just amazing, amazing how fast this thing has grown. I actually saw it on FA's channel. And I told her I had to get one when I saw hers. And she says, just know, they require a lot of pots. And I'm like, okay. I had no clue, guys. No clue. FA, if you're watching, you are spot on. I mean, the roots in this thing are just phenomenal. Oh, look at that. Now, because this is brand new, I'm not worried about it, but I'm sure there's lots of corms in here that, like this one, don't think I'll be keeping, but there are probably a lot in here I could get, but I'm not going to fish them out. I don't want to disturb this leaf, and this is good dirt. So where are we sitting? We're sitting at this is a 7" by 6. So 7 by 6. Well, I'm going to put it into a tall. What's this? This is a 9. I'm not doing a 9. That's just way too big for it, right? I mean, really, it could go into the size of the queen, but I call it a 10". It's really a 9 1/4 by 10. That's this one here. So this is a 9 1/4 by 10 tall. But that's too big for this, I believe. So I believe I have an 8". I bought a bunch of 8" and 7". Yeah. So this is 8 also by 9. So we're going to do this one too. I think this will be perfect for this plant. It needs a tall. I wouldn't have thought any Alocasia having to go into a tall because I bought all of these for my Anthurium. But wowzers, some of these guys really, really grow. I'm not going to keep that, I don't think. All that stuff at the bottom, it's just a lot of the dirt, and then big size chunks of perlite. I don't think I'm going to keep that. I mean, I could put it in here, but I think they're just going to fall through these big holes. See these holes? The old handy dandy giant clay bowl. So I bought 2 bags of these last week when I did the other repots. And so it's gotten me through 4 big repots, 4 or 5. Because the queen ended up having the bark at the bottom, which I wasn't happy with. Yeah, I wasn't happy with that, but 'Tis what it is. I didn't have any then. I'm so glad this will be the last repot for a while. I do need to repot the Queen of Hearts, my Papillamina RA5. I do need to do that, but they're doing fine. They're not squeezing out at the top. They're not running out of water like these were. So I'm not too concerned. So what I want is about right there. Now in theory, why not? Why not, guys? Why not reuse this stuff? Yeah, I'm not gonna reuse that. That's part of the Molly stuff, right? No, that was part of this one. Oh. Just grit. Get that out. I don't want any moss. I want just a little bit more at the bottom. This thing is a monster. And I know I should be looking for the corms because it does take away energy, but that's okay, guys. It can take away its energy. It's just going to grow more upwards. You know, I mean, the corms are just going to grow out, and that's fine. I have that already with my other plant alocasias. I put babies inside of there, and that's really what I want. I don't want multiple alocasias. I just don't. I'm just not an alocasia fan. Although it's getting a lot easier because I'm not really thinking of them like I used to. It's kind of odd. They just grow on their own. I don't fuss with them. I see new leaves once in a while. And I'm like, yay! And then that's it. Which is really nice. When I had them in smaller pots, it was very challenging. They were thirsty all the time, but once I got them in this mix, and I got them in a bigger pot. They're perfect. It's not a problem at all. I put them in a reservoir around there, so if they need extra water like this one, I just pour water in. Don't need no semi-hydro. Just don't. I mean, if that's your cup of tea, then definitely do it. If using pond would be great. I mean, that's definitely the easiest of all of it. But I don't like all of the nutrition, having to care about the nutrition factor and all of that. I fertilize every watering. Simple. I like it as simple as possible because this is a lot of upkeep, you know? So what I'll do next time, when it starts outgrowing this pot, I'm going to keep it in this size pot. I'm going to do what I did with my Zamora queen earlier and cut the roots and put her back in. Because I will say, I don't want huge leaves. I mean, huge leaves are fine if you have room, but I'm kind of, I want my Anthurium to have bigger leaves, but I don't want my Alocasias to have bigger leaves, if that makes any sense. I want to keep them right where they're at. I really don't want to have to spread them out. Having them under that table over there, it's just fine. But I have a feeling this one will have to come out because this leaf here was touching close. It was getting real close to the light as it was coming out before it got to this stage. Yeah, we did good today, guys. I hope that the string of hearts survives. I'll keep you updated on it. And I think it'll be fine. It's just going to take it a few days, I think. Sort itself out. Or maybe a few weeks. Just like my begonia that I got last week. The begonia, what was it called? Silver Dollar. It's not looking real great, but I have to keep it in the humidity case. Otherwise, if like last night I opened it up because it was like 92% humidity in there, and I thought, boy, this thing needs some breathing. It didn't want any breathing because as soon as I had it open for a couple hours, I came by and it was all drooped over, and I was like, ew. So that guy, I'm not sure if he's gonna if he's gonna survive, but I think he probably will. I mean, I've had to deal with that with my other begonia that I've showed you, the begonia white ice, and it's doing fine now out here. So, all right. So now, I think I'm gonna leave my two white fusions alone. And I'm going to put these guys in the shower and shower them off. But I think I'm going to end our video here. Yeah, I've kept you guys a long time the last few weeks, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. I don't know. I mean, now that my repots are pretty much done, other than buying new plants, I do have another one coming. I bought well, I won't tell you, but I bought another Anthurium, and I'll need to pot it up. So I don't know if I'll record that. What just happened? It's not happy. We lost power, everybody. All right, that was weird, but my gimbal just died, so I think it might have overheated. Which is interesting because this wasn't very long, so I don't know what the deal is. Before I let you go, let me show you my plants. So here we are. Now, I chopped my beautiful Monstera Peru. It was really long to the ground, but it was stringy, and I was not a fan of that. So I chopped that, and I just like it better. I brought my begonia, I forget what this one's called, Cracklin' Rose. I brought this one out here so he can sit underneath the beautiful Anthurium luxurian. I hid the ugly leaf back there, so maybe it'll produce a nice one for me. I have to walk around my mess here. I wanted to show you, so I put the Papillium RAF down here. After purging a few plants, I was able to have a lot more room. So you see the new leaf coming? Let's hope he turns out better than that poor thing. Yeah, I hope so. And then here's my new beautiful Fort Sherman cross pap. My Warraquinum and its moss pole. The Michelle that I repotted last week in the 10. Here's where the Zamora usually sits, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it there. This is the new No ID that I'm not sure if it's going to make it. It's real thin, and I just feel like that, yeah, I don't know if it's going to make it. The other Michelle, and then my Anthurium Wendlingeri. You see these beautiful little leaves coming out? It's going to be real long, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do because it's going to hit the queen. So once again, I'm going to have to figure out my aesthetics. This one's the new plant. I can't remember the name of it, like Villanorium, Anthurium Villanorium or something like that. It's a really nice plant. I got that from Equigenera. And then my beautiful pendants, which you can see now what I was talking about, how pale these are. It's too much light. Too much light, guys. Not good for anthuriums, in my opinion. This is the one I wished I would have potted into the 8-inch, but it's a 10-inch. My beautiful King of Spades, so far doing okay. Its partner, King of Spades, crossed with Lux, so far okay. My Hoffmani cross with Michelle, so far okay. It's taking a while to come out, but it's a little wonky leaf. And then another beautiful Luxurians, which has a perfect leaf, not bad for winter time. And then you guys saw this last week. I potted this one up, and I potted the one back here up. My other plant's in the way. This little guy back here. They don't get full light spectrum either. I want to keep them dark. My Queen of Hearts, beautiful, absolutely stunning. This is the most perfect of all leaves that came out in the winter. And then there she is. I have her there for now, but I don't know if I'll keep her there. So typically, this is, I'm carrying my microphone, so I don't think I can lift this, but typically I would have my White Fusion right here. And because I have to carry my phone, I just can't lift it. So, but yeah, that's all my beauties, my pride and joys. And now I can show you over here a little bit about what's going on. Quick update. This is my watermelon peperomia. It's doing fantastic. So those of you who saw the plant bar and the plant episode, you know how this was repotted. We got some nice new little growths coming on down there. And then my Anthurium Palletiform's new leaf right here. So it's beautiful. I'm not sure. So this is my Patriciae, and I moved it because it started getting real yellowy from the light, but it's taking forever for this new leaf to grow out. I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling that plant, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'll keep it. This is the new Monstera. I can't remember the name of it that I just got, but it's a new, I guess it's a new type. I don't know. This is the new leaf unfurling. So we'll see how that one turns out. And I do love this. This is the Columbia, SP Columbia. Love this little plant. He's so cute. I think he's just adorable. Then my pretty one-leaf Monstera deliciosa back there, and its babies doing fantastic. You saw that first repot. If you haven't, you should check that one out. And then, of course, my Sansevierias down there. My orchid that's been giving me some real pretty blooms. And look at this. So my Walter Graves, look at this. Look at this. I mean, that is phenomenal. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I'm enjoying seeing all the growth that this plant's been giving me. We got a new leaf or something growing out there. So this died off, this longer length, so I'm not sure really what to do about that other than just nothing. My Hoya Australia Lisa, I knocked it off last week and decided that it's going to just be in this no drainage pot, and I just very lightly water it every few days or 8 days or so. So far, so good. My beautiful cactus, I just love this little guy. That's the rainbow hedgehog. And those of you who have seen my pot up of my, again, the bar and plant episode, I got both of these there. And look how long it's getting. So when I first brought them home, they were about up to here. So they've put about 1.5 inches in growth on. And then my old lady cactus that I've had for about almost 2 years, if not 2 years already. She's still putting some flowers out here and there. And here are these plants I was talking about. This is the begonia silver dollar that likes humidity. And right now we're sitting at 89% and it's 76 degrees Fahrenheit. So he likes it in there. My variegated philodendron micans aurea, I decided to keep in there now for a while because I'm really not sure what the needs are of that plant. But I do see some new growth. Let's just take this out. I do see some new growth in here. You see that? It's cute. It's a cute little plant, but not worth $80. So I don't know what I was thinking. This is looking better. The leaves are looking better with the humidity. So we'll just have to see about that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And then my pride and joy, my Scindapsus, absolute stunner of a plant. Look at the growth on this, guys. When I brought it home, I cut off a lot of that length. And all of this is brand new growth. And then the leaves are getting nice and fuller up here, which I love. But look at that. Today's a watering day, and he got a shower last week. So today we won't be getting showers. I'd usually shower this in the Peru every month. Sometimes every 3 weeks. I don't really have a set routine, just whatever I feel like. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and just know I'm very appreciative of every time you can check my channel out, and I love hearing from you, so leave some comments below. If you made it this far, let's go ahead and throw a neat flower emoji icon in on the comments. Bye.